When I was in the summer between 4th and 5th grade, I had the good fortune of going to a summer drama camp. And in that camp, part of it was we had some classroom stuff. We sat in classrooms and learned a little bit about theater and where stage right and stage left was and all that good stuff. And one of those classes was in a room where there were a bunch of books. And as a young person, I was sort of into reading. I enjoyed it, but I discovered a book that would change my life. And that book was Huma the Dragon Slayer. Huma the Dragon Slayer was a spin-off novel in the Dragonlance series. And if you've never heard of it, the Dragonlance series is an awesome, awesome young adult fiction series. It's full of dragons and wizards and warriors and goblins, and it's just the best thing. And the original Dragonlance trilogy was actually written as a way of promoting Dungeons and Dragons. Here's my current copy, the Dragonlance Annotated Chronicles. And this is how much of a nerd I am. I not only own the Dragonlance trilogy, I own the annotated version with notes from the authors about their experiences while writing the books. I embarked on an epic quest of reading every fantasy novel that I could get my hands on. And over the next few years, fantasy novels got me through just incredible, difficult times. And one of those incredible, difficult times was when I was in junior high. My family was essentially homeless. We were bouncing around from place to place, trying to find a place to live. And for a short period of time, we lived with an aunt and an uncle in a trailer park in Provo, Utah. So what I did was walk to the Provo library, grab a big pile of fantasy books, and read them. And that's pretty much all I did for the whole summer because I just didn't have any friends, didn't have anywhere to go. And I was so lucky that I got to do that. There's a famous quote that says something like, reading fiction builds empathy. And it's absolutely true. I learned so much from reading fantasy fiction. And I keep some of my favorite novels around. So these are some of my favorite fantasy novels and science fiction novels. Orson Scott Card's Ender's Game is maybe one of the greatest science fiction novels I've ever read. It's about a little boy who gets recruited to become the leader for an intergalactic war, but it's really about learning how to make difficult decisions, learning how to be a leader, and learning how to face up to all of those inner challenges that come when you are faced with difficult situations. The Dark is Rising series, which is just a beautiful series about young people who are called into difficult situations. I'm noticing a theme here. The Dark Elf trilogy, Exile, Homeland, and Sojourn. Beautiful story about somebody born into a society where evil is all around him, and he makes a choice to leave that society and become his own person and become a hero. And then, of course, as I became an adult, I started reading more adult and more complex fiction. And there's George R. Martin's Song of Ice and Fire series. It's not called the Game of Thrones series. It's called Song of Ice and Fire. So reading fantasy fiction and science fiction has got me through incredible, difficult times. It's been a wonderful blessing in my life. And I thought I'd share some of my favorite books with you. And I'd love to know, if you're watching this video, leave me a comment and let me know what are your favorite fantasy and science fiction books.